Hi, my name is Richard, and it's time for another project. A few weeks ago we were out camping, and while we were kayaking on the lake, I found this log on the shore. Definitely appears to be chewed by a beaver on each end, and looks really cool whenever I picked it up, so I thought, okay, I got to bring it home and try to make something out of it. So I think what I'm going to do is make a picnic caddy, and something I can actually sit on our picnic table while we're out camping. Drill some holes with forstner bits on the top for the spoons, knives, and forks. I'm going to make a base out of this plywood and put a little pocket on the back so we can put some napkins in there. So I am ready to cut my plywood. This is actually a 7/16 plywood scrap from another project, of course. And I think I'm ready to cut. I got all my measurements done, and so let's get started. Okay, so this will give you an idea of what it will look like. This log will be attached to the base with some screws. I might even put it on my belt sander just to kind of give it a little bit of a flat edge before I attach it with the screws. This is my napkin holder, which I guess you kind of figured that out by now. And then before I attach this together, I would have to drill my 3 holes for the spoons, knives, and forks, and I'll use a forstner bit for those. Okay, so my video cut off there, my battery died on my phone, and it's actually a couple days later. I had a couple things I had to do, so back to the project here, and I had to raise up my table just a little bit to get my plunger down far enough, and so I'm going to finish that up, and then I've got 2 more holes to drill here. So I wanted to make sure that each hole was 3.5 inches deep, which was pretty much the max of where I'd set the bit into the top of the chuck gears there, or threads, whatever they are. And so I think I'm okay there, and looks like I did a pretty good job. They're pretty straight. It's all right. Well, you get a one-shot thing with this one, so I think we're okay. So I'm going to dress up the holes here a little bit, sand those down, smooth it out, and I think we're ready for some stain. Okay, before I do any staining, I'm going to take a big gamble here and do a little bit of sanding on it. What I've noticed is that there is quite a bit of darkness to it, which if I put stain on there, it's just going to get darker or black. And I've already experimented a little bit on the bottom, and I think I'm going to just run my palm sander on it a few times, get some of the top layer off, which seems to be more or less dirty looking, and get some of this color out there, some purple that I've seen in there that shows up. Maybe it's actually from the bark, which used to be there, I guess. And so we'll see what happens. We're going to give it a little light sand around just this middle part and see what kind of character I can get out of it. I do like the character that came out, and I'm assuming that this was the bark level of the trunk there, and I might even just put some clear poly on there. I'm not sure if I'll spray it or wipe it on, but I'm not going to touch any of this on the ends, and I may just leave it like that and just put some poly on it. That way we can see the character through there. So that doesn't look so bad. Okay, so the executive decision has been made. I am going to use stain. I was thinking about this side here with the purple, and if you put the clear on it, that purple might stay there, but it's so white. That really wasn't the look I was going for, so I'm going to go ahead and try the Golden Pecan from Minwax, and I did do a little bit of an experiment on the bottom here. It does bring out a little bit of color to the white part of the wood, and then the purple part, it actually makes it a little bit darker, which is kind of what I was trying to get away from, but there's not so much of it. Earlier, before I sanded it, it was really dark, so I think that would have been a waste. Okay, so, moment of truth. Okay, so very colorful. I'm going to have to let this sit and let it dry. Once it dries, I will put probably a spray poly on there, and we'll leave it for like that for right now. And all right, on to the napkin box. Okay, another day and back to work on our picnic caddy. Yesterday I stained the log, and there's lots of character. This is actually the front of the log that you'll see, and this is the back. So both sides have lots of character. I sanded through, get some of that purple through there, and it looks really nice. The ends are looking pretty good. I think once I put the spray poly on there, it'll make it pretty shiny, make it look good, and so I think we're in good shape. So I'm going to spray the poly on there, and then I'll move on to the napkin box. Okay, so I've got the log drying over there, and I'm going to work on this. I'm just going to sand it down a little bit with some 150 paper, just to get all the edges a little more, rounded off. This is pretty smooth actually already, so I'm not worried about trying to make it perfect because it's just for camping. So I'm just going to sand down the edges a little bit. Okay, so for this napkin holder, I'm going to use Minwax red mahogany. It has a nice red tint to it. I thought it would match pretty well with the log, the way it turned out, and the purple colors and such. Okay. All right, so once again, we wait for this to dry, I'll put some poly on this, and then we'll get ready to tack it together. Okay, so I think both pieces are ready to assemble now. What I've done with this one is, both pieces actually, I took 240 grit sandpaper, lightly sanded all around this log here. I didn't touch the ends, and did the 240 on this and did 240 on the box, and just took off the the roughness of the spray, and then I rubbed them both down with a white shop rag, smoothed it out, it's not so shiny, it's a little bit of a dull finish, satin finish is what it is, and it looks fine. So now I'm ready to assemble. And what I'm going to do, this already has a flat spot on it, and so I'll set that on there, push it up against the back, and I'm going to kind of hold it together with the clamp and put a couple screws through the bottom. I'm going to use 4-inch deck screws. I wanted to make sure I get as much of a screw up inside the log as possible. Alrighty, well, okay, so it's all together. That's pretty solid, that's not going to come apart. And okay, so here we go. There's a napkin holder, 3 holes for that, and I'll go grab some plasticware, whatever you want to call it, and I'll stick it in there, and some napkins, and take a few pictures. Alright, there you go. So not too hard of a build, but it's one of those things that you only get one shot, and it worked out okay. If you like this video, maybe add it to one of your favorite lists of things you can do with items you find on the bank of a lake. Very cool. So there you go. There you have it. If you like it, subscribe to my channel and leave any comments. I appreciate it. Have fun. Be safe.